Welcome to Frequency Matters, the RF and Microwave Update series. I'm Pat Hindle, and I'm here with my new co-host, Del Pearson. So we announced in the last episode that Eric Heim has retired, and Del has replaced him as technical editor. So Del, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself and what your vision is for this position.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Big shoes to fill with Eric leaving. He's great, but I'm ready for the challenge. Looking forward to it. I have an educational background as a physicist, as you know. And then I've been in the industry for about 5 years, working for XMA Corporation, which is an Amphenol company, as a sales engineer, and then a product line manager for quantum and space applications. So I'm really excited to be with Microwave Journal, mostly because that was a huge part of my transition in learning from going from a physics student to an RF professional. So I'm really excited for that. That's kind of my background. And in terms of my vision, I've been told I have a youthful energy, so I'm excited to bring some pizzazz. But more technically, I'm really excited to kind of explore the newer parts of RF, where it's starting to creep into different industries, definitely including quantum and kind of my thermal background, and then also really highlighting the women in the industry and other gender minorities. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, it's great to have you aboard.
Yeah, thank you.
So in this episode, we're going to take a look at our May IMS plus space and satellite themed issue. And there's a special section on space and satellite that's carved out as an ebook that we've done for other issues, so you can download that online. And then the cover feature is about testing challenges for next generation signal and spectrum analyzers and kind of a future look. So Rody and Schwartz takes a look at some of the emerging challenges in test and measurement and how they can be overcome. So it's a great one to check out. And of course, we have our IMS coverage. There's an overview of the event, and then there's an extensive new products section, so you can really check out what's going to be going on in the exhibition. And we have a message, of course, from the chair. So a lot in this issue. It's our biggest of the year, so everybody can drop by our booth and pick it up at the show. So Del, maybe you can tell us about what are some of the technical features in this issue.
Absolutely. We have quite a few, given it's our biggest issue. So we have a tutorial from Nuvatronics, and that is about the thermal aspects of different isolation resistors. So that's a pretty interesting one. We also have, actually, you worked with the University of Bristol talking about kind of the transition of RF education or RF engineering education, kind of from the more abstract to the really in-person, hands-on types of learning applications. One of the other ones that we have this week is an Aerovant article on waveguide polarizers and their applications in the industry. So that's an exciting tutorial to check out as well.
Yeah, and we also have two product features. Spectrum Instrumentation has a new series of compact AWGs and digitizers that are Ethernet controlled, so great for mobile applications. And then a really interesting one from Pulse Systems. They review their radar system for weather applications. It outputs 250 kilowatts at 5.2 to 5.9 gigahertz, so quite impressive system. So Del, what do we have for tech briefs?
Yeah, we have 3 this week, which is quite exciting. So we have a small form factor sensor from Ladybug RF. We also have a high power RF coupler from Johansson. And then we have a DC to 6 gigahertz 50 watt GaN transistor from Gorilla RF and RFMW. So very exciting additions this week.
So we had a special guest join us today. Tom Cole, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Integra Technologies, joined us to talk about the high voltage GaN technology that Integra Technologies has. Let's take a look at a clip from that now. Looking to next generation systems, what is the next step in the evolution of Integra Technologies?
So as we've brought these power levels up to system level powers in these small form factors, it has lent itself to the drive for AI and the ability to have machine learning influence or adapt and control a given type of power amplifier waveform. So what we have done and what we are now working with a European prime on and have released a digital palette platform. So this would be a high voltage GaN RF section with a multi-block RF or digital to RF block around it, where you can do things like temperature compensation, you can do power monitoring, you can do dynamic waveform adjustment, all things that our end customer has to be able to do with this. And now we've given them the ability for the command, the control, the monitoring on this RF amplifier palette to be done digitally. And so that is a really exciting advancement.
It's always great to catch up with Tom. He comes on the show to update us on high voltage GaN technology, and I love that area of expertise. So turning to events and news, I recently attended NI Connect, and I was really excited to go back there. I haven't been there in a few years, so I really wanted to see how the brand was doing. And I have to say, they've really been reinvigorated under the Emerson umbrella. They're now the test and measurement business of Emerson. And Ritu Favre has really also focused the company on doing new products that people really need. So they released a whole suite of things for LabVIEW and Test Stand on the software side. They had a bunch of compact DAC announcements. But one really interesting thing on the software side is they have a new AI agent called Nigel AI. And this is going to be part of LabVIEW and Test Stand in July. And you'll be able to ask it, what does this code do? So if you inherit code from somebody, you can find out exactly what it does. You can add a function, say add a function, it will code it for you. And ask it test and measurement questions. So I think this is a great application of AI. They've built the test and measurement expertise on top of the normal large language models that are out there. So I really like that. And for us RF engineers, the most important announcement was the third generation vector signal transceiver. And what's new about that is it has now 4 gigahertz of real-time bandwidth, which is pretty amazing. But that's not it. You can stitch 2 of them together and get 7 gigahertz of real-time bandwidth. And they said in order to achieve that stitching, they had to get timing down to 10 femtoseconds. So that's incredible. And I asked them to contribute a technical article on how they achieved that, because I think that would be very interesting to check out.
Absolutely.
So I did a whole summary online. There's videos and a whole summary of the event, so people can check that out on the homepage. How about you for news?
Yeah, quite some exciting things this week. So we have a report in from Research and Markets on 5G smart antennas. They're looking at some numbers between 2025 and 2030, which is crazy. We're already saying that. But they're thinking the industry will go to about $12.8 billion by 2030. So quite an expansion. They're seeing a lot of transition from the 5G to now 6G, as well as a difference and kind of building up the Internet of Things, as well as different connected transportation modes.
And so turning back to events, IMS 2025 is coming up in San Francisco. It's the week of June 15th, and there's a lot going on in the event. Just to give you a quick overview, Sunday, the RFIC conference starts, and that's a plenary session in the evening, and then the conference starts the next day. On Monday, the IMS conference has their plenary and starts Tuesday through Thursday. So there's quite extensive program for IMS. And on Friday is the ARFTAG conference. So 3 conferences in one location for the week. And then Tuesday through Thursday is the exhibition and all of the things that go along with that, like micro apps. Microwave Journal will have our booth. We'll be handing out our May issue and a few issues of our June, which will be hot off the presses then. So pick up your copy either in the magazine bins or at our booth. And you can look forward to all kinds of workshops, panel sessions, you name it, boot camps. So everybody should check those out and kind of pick out the ones that are of interest and attend those. And on the social side, the Women in Engineering and the Young Professionals have their event on Tuesday evening. So you can look those up. They're typically at very good venues and fun to attend.
Yeah.
And so we'll be releasing our IMS Show Daily page soon, so everybody can keep an eye out for that and keep them up to date. So Del, how about you for events?
Yeah, we recently had WAMICon, which is April 14th to 15th this year in Cocoa Beach, Florida. That really had a focus on integrated circuits this year. And there's now a summary online from Mike Hallman, as well as a photo gallery for our viewers to check out. I think that wraps up this episode. Our sponsors this week are Integra Technologies and RFMW. RFMW is a technical distributor of RF and microwave products and now power management. When you start your next design, consider their multiple product lines. Integra Technologies is a supplier of best-in-class output power and optimized thermal and electrical efficiency for high-power amplifier solutions for commercial and defense applications. Remember, as an industry member, a subscription to Microwave Journal is free, so please do that and subscribe to our many channels online. And thank you. That wraps up this episode of Frequency Matters.